guys, it's Tina and I am back, and I am here with a quick MAC haul video for you featuring some new products that I picked up from their recent releases and recent collections. And I have been over MAC for a couple of years now because MAC seems to release a new collection every other week. Like, it used to be every month, but now it's like every other week there's something new at MAC to try out. They're flooding the market with all these limited edition collections, and I don't want to keep up anymore. I used to want to keep up. Like, years ago when I just started YouTube, just started blogging, I would chase down these limited collections and I would want to grab each and every product. And I've grown past that, and I'm even growing past limited collection products, period, like across the board. No more limited edition products for me, because to me it's a waste of time, especially since most of the makeup that I do get or do purchase, I use to do YouTube videos or I do reviews for you guys. And if they're limited edition, and if I don't get to it right away, then it's a waste, because in a month or two they're no longer going to be available on the market. So it's a waste for me to invest in those products when I truly can't use them in my videos. Although I know a lot of you guys pick up products, you have them in your collection too, so why can't I use limited edition products? Let me know how you feel about that, because I do want to do a series, well, not a series, but there's a video idea that I will do multiple videos of, I'll put it that way. And Carol, hey Carol, she mentioned this, and I was actually thinking this before she mentioned it, but she solidified it for me that you guys might want to see it, and that's bringing back old palettes that were limited edition and everybody has them anyway, so why can't I do looks from them? So let me know how you guys feel about that. Like, I have a lot of limited edition palettes that we can just create some looks from, have some fun with, and do some get ready with me videos. So let me know if you want to see those, but I am kind of over limited edition products. But ever so often MAC releases a collection that is so innovative, so different, that I have to go ahead and grab some items from the collection. And that's what I did this time around. I didn't get a whole ton of products, so don't expect like a massive haul, but what I did get I truly love. Now I'm gonna start out with a limited edition compact from the holiday collection. This is the Nutcracker Sweet Copper Face Compact, and this is from the Nutcracker collection, which is limited edition for holiday. It's in this beautiful striped packaging. Is this, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's embroidered with gold threading, and it's more of a patent leather overlay, and it's a plastic packaging. Now, a lot of people said they don't like the packaging, they think it's cheap. I actually do like the packaging. I think it's different. It's how many times can you do something different that everybody loves, right? I think it is different. I love the embroidery. I think it's really pretty. The patent leather is a little cheap, but what am I gonna do? I don't want to add money to the price of the product just for packaging. So it's in this kind of design, and there are two shades in here. Whisper of Guilt. You know why I got this, because everybody was dying over Whisper of Guilt. And then the other shade is Pleasure Model. So it's an extra dimension skin finish and then an extra dimension blush, which I think is a new formula. Is that new, or was that limited edition before and they're re-promoting it? Anyway, I got this because of Whisper of Guilt, and because everybody and their mother is dying over Whisper of Guilt. And to be honest, Whisper of Guilt is probably not for me because it's a bold, intense champagne gold shade that won't necessarily suit me because I don't like intense shades, but you can share it out. And because it is an extra dimension formula, it's softer, it's more of an airy baked formula, so it glides onto the skin without leaving glittery chunks behind, which I really appreciate. So I do like this palette. And then the blush is Pleasure Model, like I said before. And this one is more of a brown shade, like a brown terracotta nude shade. And that I will definitely get use out of, because I do like those neutral blushes for, you know, every day, just for neutral looks. And I think this compact is better suited for medium tan, and deep skin tones, because this blush is definitely a deeper shade that not many people will get use out of if they're too light or too pale in complexion. And then Whisper of Guilt is more of a deeper golden champagne, so it's not going to be the lightest of light highlights for pale skin girls. So I would stick to this if you're medium, medium deep, and deeper skin tone. And this one comes with a mirror as well, which is a very large mirror actually. And of course, this was limited edition and it's no longer available because everybody swooped in and grabbed every single one of them. So you can no longer get your hands on this. You might luck out and find them in store, but I doubt it because this was a really popular item. So overall, I do like this. And I went to store the morning they released and I got two. One for a friend. Now, in addition to releasing new limited edition collections every other week, MAC also does this thing where they release a new formulation a couple of times a year. So if it's a new eyeshadow formulation or a new lipstick formulation, they release that to the public, and I think it's more like a tester because it's not limited edition. But I feel like they gauge the public to see the reaction and to see if people really love the formulations, and then they'll make them permanent later on. But these are more of a limited release or a limited time that these products are available. And one of those new formulations is their Lip Tensity lipsticks. And the description of these says, a brilliant formula that pushes the boundaries of color. Each lipstick holds intense amounts of pigment, resulting in extreme color intensity, clarity, and vibrancy. This luxurious gelled base melts on contact, providing fully saturated color with a satin finish in one stroke. That's intense, hence Lip Tensity. But these are touted as having extreme color payoff, so extreme intensity and vibrancy. And they go on in one swipe. Hello, and they're also comfortable because of a gel formula. And I like this new collection because the lipstick tubes are different from the signature original MAC tubes, which are just the MAC matte black bullets with the little MAC logo. These are actually color coded to go along with the lipsticks that are actually in the tube, and the caps come off, and then the actual inside, so the part that you twist up, is actually color coded as well, which I love that because now there is no trying to figure out which color is in your collection. You can just tell by looking at the tubes. And I got two shades of these. I got the shades Smoked Almond and Toast and Butter, which are two of the nude shades. I wanted to test these out before I jumped in head first and got everything. I probably still won't get everything, but I might try out a couple more colors of these. Now these are nudie shades that I picked up. The shade Smoked Almond is the lighter of the two, and this one is more of a terracotta nude shade with a little bit of rose to it as well. And I love that they click in place, so you scroll them down and then click the cap in place. That's really secure, so it won't go rolling around in your purse and getting loose and getting all over everything. Have you ever had that happen on a hot summer day when it's melting everywhere? No. And they smell like the signature vanilla MAC scent. The other shade is Toast and Butter, which is more of a caramelly nude brown shade. And I love these two colors and I can't wait to wear them and test them out. They feel really beautiful when they're swatched, and I do get nice color payoff and intensity, but they feel really buttery and creamy on my hands. I haven't worn any of these yet. I actually had them stashed away in a little pile to haul, and I didn't get to actually wear them. Sometimes I like to test out products before I do the haul so I can give you a little feedback on the product. That's one that I have nothing to say about. Speaking of new formulations that MAC will release to gauge the reaction of customers and consumers and see how the popularity goes before they make those permanent, they released the Extra Dimension Skin Finish formulation years ago in this limited edition collection, and everybody went berserk. The formulation was so great. It was different from anything else that MAC has ever done. It was more of a silky gelée formula, similar to Estee Lauder's gelée formula of their skin products, their highlighters. And MAC, you know, Estee Lauder owns MAC, right? Anyway, so MAC released those Extra Dimension skin finishes. Everybody loved them, and we were screaming, hey, re-release them, send some more, we need them. And MAC was listening, and I think they're catching up with more of the popular trends now. They're catching up with what's going on in the market these days. It's like push, 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 get limited edition products out there, get these trendy products out there because people are screaming for them and they want them and they will spend money on them. So MAC went ahead, they heard our cries, and they released 4 new permanent extra dimension skin finishes, not only in the original extra dimension skin finish formula, but in these trendy duochrome shades. And the minute I saw these, I was like, oh my god, I need to get these. And they actually did swatches on a darker skin model, and I was like, there's no question that I am getting these. So when they released, I jumped right on board and I got all 4 shades, and I was excited to get these, and then I got them and then I wasn't so excited anymore. The first shade that I swatched is this one, Show Gold, which says it's a peach that breaks pink. So they're duochrome shades that are meant to reflect 2 shades. Now Show Gold is a chunky finish, so there is shimmer and glitter to this, and the golden sparkles just turned me off. It does reflect pink and gold, but this one turned me off, and I was like, oh my god, they're chunky, they're shimmery, I don't want them. But I did go ahead and try out the other ones. Demi, this is for you. Show Gold is a no-go for me because it has that chunky shimmer to it, but the other shades are actually really beautiful. This shade here is Beamin' Blush, and Beamin' Blush, this one is described as a pink that breaks gold. And it's funny because this one is supposed to be a pink with gold, but it looks a lot more gold than anything else. It really doesn't look like a pink. It looks more gold on the skin, but it is extremely beautiful. It is I guess it's not an ultra fine smooth formula as I was expecting, but it is still a beautiful shimmery shade. And then the other shade, Double-Gleam, is described as a beige that breaks silver. And this one is a very light beige shade, and it does reflect silver. So this one I would say is better suited for very light skin tones, not for deeper skin tones, because it does have that silver to it. So it's a little bit intense on the skin. And then the shade Soft Frost is a white that breaks violet. And this one is a beautiful white duochrome shade with that purpley shift to it, purpley pink shift. Absolutely love that one. But the Beamin' Blush is, funny enough, more golden than Show Gold, which is more pink. So I know people are confused in swatches. They're like, wait, Show Gold is supposed to be gold but it looks pink, and then Beamin' Blush is supposed to be pink but it looks gold. Yeah, that is exactly how they look. They look completely opposite of what you would expect just from the description. But apart from the shade Show Gold, the other 3 are very beautiful, and Beamin' Blush would be the one that I would recommend hands down because it is such a beautiful peachy golden shade. I love this one. The other ones I could have done without. They're not my favorite formula at all. And then last but not least is another new formulation from MAC. These are their Spellbinder eyeshadows, and at first I purchased one of them, and then I had to go ahead and get every single one of them because I fell in love with the texture of these, how beautiful they look, and I swatched them in store and I'm like, excuse you, thank you very much, give me all of them, thank you. And the description of these says, a shadow to create eyes with the deepest, most mysterious shades that cling to lids like velvet. Black ionized pigments are magnetically charged, fusing the loose powder together so it magically maintains its form and dimension. Features 8 shades in a metallic finish. Now, that black undertone, those black pigments threw me off because I thought these were all just going to be smoky shades, which they are. They are, but they all have a different dimension to them. And they have this beautiful ridged effect to them. And they are magnetized. You see those ridges? Isn't that beautiful? And they are a combination of colors. So it's like a black overlaid with a gold or a purple or a teal, and it's mixed in to give you this deep jewel tone smoky effect. I love these colors, okay? The formulation is a little bit different. Magnetized. It's innovative. It's something that I have never seen before, and I'm glad that MAC is getting back to their roots, where they're doing innovative, new, fun products that we can enjoy. These contain very little product though. This is what, 0.02 ounces. That is nothing. Like 0.02 ounces. A small MAC eyeshadow is 0.05 ounces. Now granted, these are pigments, not pressed eyeshadows, so the density is going to be a little bit different, and that's going to affect the weight of them, because they do eyeshadow sizes based on weight and not actual volume. So a heavier, denser formula will be heavier, but you won't necessarily get that much more volume. But a light, airy formula, you could get a lot of product at a very light weight. Does that make sense? Small MAC pigments, I'm saying small because the original pigments were this size, and these contained 0.26. So more than 10 times this in this guy, 13 times this actually in those jars. And then the new jars, they have, let's see, does it say? No, it does not, but I believe this is, I may be wrong, I think it's 5 grams. Let me see if any of them say it. No, they do not, but these contain 0.02, which is not a lot of product when you think about it. But in the grand scheme of things, you probably won't run through this anyway. And the thing that throws people off is that it says it's magnetized, and it is magnetized. But I was scared. I was like, okay, what are they using in here that makes it magnetized? But it's the iron oxides in here, which are naturally magnetic. And all you have to do is kind of charge them to get them to stick together and have that magnetized effect. And when you move the product around, it actually retains this kind of ridged design. And the iron oxides that they use to create the magnetism in this formulation is actually used across the board in various eyeshadow formulations, and it's actually very low in toxicity. If you Google it, you will see that its use in cosmetics is pretty widespread, and the toxicity level is considered very low or harmless. And again, it's in various eyeshadow formulas. Just in this specific one, it happens to be magnetized, and the other ingredients are typical to other eyeshadows too. So I'm not worried about the ingredients in this formula at all. These work well with your fingers or a synthetic brush, even a dampened brush. Just don't use them necessarily dry with a fluffy brush. Hi, babe.
We're afraid of.
Huh? It said, because the eyeshadow said it's magnetized. And I'm like, what am I to make it magnetized?
Flawless, babes.
Okay, I just have to.
Let me see your foundation match because the weather is changing. Yeah, I couldn't have done it better myself.
Okay, yeah, bye. Go on, go bathe.
I have to bathe?
Yes! And after that rude interruption, let's continue to talk about the magnetized pigments. I say, get at least one of these to try out. It is so different and so innovative that you must have at least one in your collection. And there are a few shades to choose from, so you're bound to find one that you may like. And they're really metallic without being frosty, so they're very wearable for most people. They're not like that super frosty, you know, kind of texture that doesn't flatter like wrinkly lids like myself here, which I have liney lids, it doesn't flatter me. But this texture is just, it's a metallic texture, but it is smooth and it's creamy and it's buttery. Like I said, it works better with a synthetic brush. I use the Rite Aid eyeshadow brush. It applies beautifully with that. And I applied it dry over a sticky primer, which is my Kat Von D Skin Primer, which is on sale. Go get it now on her website. But I love these. You can apply them with a finger again. They work well that way. Just don't necessarily use a fluffy brush, or if you use a fluffy brush or you're going to use a fluffy brush for blending them out, be prepared for a little bit of fallout. So don't necessarily use them after you apply your foundation. Use them first. Do your eyes and then do foundation. But because the black pigment, you don't want that falling all over your eyes. But love these, and I haven't heard a lot of people talking about them, maybe because they didn't get PR products. But I'm gonna go ahead, you'll see the swatches, and those are finger swatches just in case you're curious. Definitely, I think they're worth checking out at least one, so you can have that in your collection to say I have this different product. But that's all for this MAC haul video. I did want to share those products with you. I have another haul video coming up where I show some more products that I picked up, but I just wanted to do this separately. So Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave links as always below in the description box to where you can pick up the products and list all the products that I mentioned. And hopefully the swatches were helpful for you. And as usual, I'll also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter page where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit your notification so you can see when I upload a new video. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.